Serious discussion. That's the gala dinner for the ANC elective conference underway this evening at Nasrec. The governing party, of course, is facing a watershed moment, less than 2 years away from general elections, with polls suggesting that for the first time the ANC could drop below 50% support. I'm joined now by political analyst Dr Ebrahim Harvey. Thank you so much for joining us, Ebrahim. Let's start with the news of the day, and that is that Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma is going to be facing disciplinary action. She, of course, is hoping to get a presidential nomination from the floor this weekend. If she does, it'll mean that all three contenders have a bit of a hurdle and a bit of a challenge. Do you think that she could indeed get that nomination from the floor?
Hi, Sally. Thanks. No, certainly she can get a nomination from the floor. Anyone can be nominated. But, I mean, I'm sure she knows deep down that the prospects, even if she's nominated, you know, of succeeding are very slim. There's no doubt that Ramaphosa, you know, will take it by far, you know. I mean, I think 7, 8 regions have supported him and so on. So it's a very clear thing. And I think it's as clear that that Paul Mashatile will be the deputy president. But, you know, Sally, this is the first time ever that an ANC conference takes place where the Secretary General has been suspended, there's an acting Secretary General, and with a particular set of political circumstances. You've just seen what has happened in Parliament. They exploited the majority MPs that they have there to turn down and to reject this parliamentary report into this Phala Phala scandal. You've had the president referring this matter. I don't know if it was premature, because, you know, you would think that he never had sufficient hope in Parliament dealing with this effectively, and when you go and apply for to this Constitutional Court. The interesting thing is, you know, what if the Constitutional Court, which is free to do, upholds the decision of the panel's decision that there is a case to be answered? It's a very interesting political question, you know, and what will happen. But back to the conference, really, I must tell you, and I don't want to sound like a prophet of doom, I foresee fireworks, Sally, at that conference, influenced by a number of factors, you know. Arthur Fraser's also tied up with the Zuma faction. He laid these charges. There, Dlamini Zuma is hauled before a disciplinary committee. So I think actually what's going to happen here, there's a lot of big high stakes at place, is that the factionalist divisions in the ANC, if you hear what is happening, how people are feeling, is likely to worsen at the end of this conference. And in fact, it might well mar the progress of the conference, really. I really think it's going to be an unprecedented a conference filled with so many complexities and tensions that, you know, the ANC would be very lucky if they manage to pull off this conference and keep things together. Because you can see already, I've heard that 500 to 600 policemen you know, a big security police force will be present, precisely because they anticipate the possibility of even physical confrontations and violence even at this conference. There's a lot at stake, Sally.
Yeah, you say you're expecting fireworks, and I'm not surprised to hear you say that, because, as you say, there's been so much going on. But at the same time, you say that you're pretty sure Cyril Ramaphosa has it in the bag.
No, absolutely he has it in the bag. He knows it. Everybody knows it. No, it's a foregone conclusion, you know. I mean, you can see Zweli Mkhize, I think he's got 900 and something compared to Ramaphosa's 2,079 or something. So it's a very clear thing. And, you know, more than that, I mean, 7, 8 regions have indicated that, you know, Sally, I think we need to take a long-term view. It's not just the outcome. I think Cyril will certainly maintain the presidency. There's no doubt. Paul Mashatile will come in as his deputy. But it's the impact of what happened in Parliament, the Phala scandal, and so much that I think is likely to have a very negative impact on the ANC in 2024. And I now am convinced that it's going to most probably go below 50%.
I don't know if you saw I don't know if you saw what happened in Ditsobotla with that by-election for the entire local municipality. This is traditionally an ANC stronghold. In the November elections, it got just 51%. It's since imploded because of ANC infighting. And our reporter told me earlier in the program that for the very first time, it's a hung municipality, that the ANC, while it's got more seats than any other party, has not got a majority. Is that the sort of problem that you think this conference is going to engage with in a realistic way this weekend?
No, the conference is not going to have the time to get into those kind of issues, you know. The conference is sitting with so many problems, Sally, you know, and what has happened in Parliament, believe me, I think has just deepened the factionalist tensions. So those kind of local parochial conflicts, and even where the ANC is losing power or influence, you know, I don't think this conference is packed with the agenda and the kind of issues that's going to be raised, that kind of thing, you know, it will be of peripheral interest. I don't think it's going to be a major factor at this conference. They've got very big things, you know. I mean, it's the first time ever, you know, that the Secretary General of the ANC has been suspended and an acting Secretary General. You know, how the political and organizational reports will be, you know, provided and produced and delivered is also a big question. I really think you're going to have lots of ructions, Sally, at that conference. And I'm sure the top NEC leadership has been appealing to delegates to behave, you know, and conduct themselves with dignity, because I think there's so many elements that could potentially explode at that conference, and so hopefully tomorrow, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, tomorrow morning, I mean, you mentioned that, the heightened security. Tomorrow morning, we know that the President is officially opening matters. He's going to give that political overview, I think. I mean, are you suggesting that there could actually be, you know, ructions within the audience, that people are going to voice their unhappiness with him?
You know, Sally, anything is possible. Anything is possible. I think what happened in Parliament, you know, a few days ago, honestly, doesn't sit well with many people. And I don't think, you know, that they should have moved so quickly. Well, a day or two before the conference, to haul Dlamini Zuma before a disciplinary committee. I think all these kind of huge points of tension, you know, is likely to create a very combustible atmosphere at that conference, you know. How Ramaphosa is going to also pull it off, you know, amid so many allegations, and obviously what happened in Parliament carried his signature. And the question is, Sally, if he was so comfortable and confident, and the ANC with his version of what had happened, you know, and that they had questioned the panel's report, why didn't they allow the process to unfold? They would have had a platform to tear that report apart, you know. And the fact they chose, you know, a line of least resistance, actually, and it didn't bode well for any confidence, you know, of Ramaphosa dealing. And now I think what is going to happen is that might likely lead to the Constitutional Court. I don't know if you heard Judge Krichler 2 days ago saying that the Constitutional Court is even likely, possibly could say that they don't have jurisdiction over this matter, that it's a highly political matter. And you so this is the problem. I think Ramaphosa is a huge risk to go to the Constitutional Court. Really.
We've also heard some say that the Constitutional Court might say, well, this matter's moot now because it was voted against in Parliament. Ebrahim Harvey, I'm going to leave it there, but you've given us lots to think about, and we haven't even touched on the fact that, of course, the Integrity Committee report is also going to be presented at this conference, and that is going to delve into the issues around both Cyril Ramaphosa and Zweli Mkhize. So there is lots to keep an eye on. Thank you so much for chatting to us this evening, political analyst Dr Ebrahim Harvey.